My cheese sauces always break. Its sauce is too thin. Either turns into lumps or, on the contrary, is too thick. What am I doing wrong?
If you have similar problems with cheese sauce, watch this 4-minute short video. Using knowledge of the physics and chemistry of melting cheese, by the second minute of the video you will understand the reasons for your failures, and by the third minute you will have a ready-made simple solution on how to always make a successful cheese sauce. In the first video on my channel, I talked about how cottage cheese is made from milk. A similar process is used in cheese production. Casein micelles come together, separating from the whey, encapsulating an emulsion of fat and water within their network. What happens when cheese melts? The protein molecules begin to stretch and sag, still holding onto water and milk fat. By the way, fat molecules also melt and become more liquid. In the end, we get this pleasant, stretchy, soft cheese string. As you can imagine, it's crucial for water, fat, and protein to be properly balanced in this process. The cheese should be wet, fatty, not old. Without high acidity, the best cheeses for cheese sauce with good moisture, fat and protein content. Cheddar, young Gouda, Edam, Gorgonzola, Brie cheese. Don't use cottage cheese, feta, Parmesan and mozzarella is bad choice too. And avoid shredded cheese since the anti-caking agents in it will prevent the formation of a creamy structure. So a good sauce should contain at least 60% of cheese. Next, we combine the liquid, hot milk or cream, with our cheese. At this point, the proteins in the cheese can begin to denature very quickly and clump together, releasing fat and water, and precipitate as curds. This is due to high temperature, wrong cheese, other additives that increase the acidity of the sauce. To stop protein denaturation, the easiest way is to increase the viscosity of the aqueous medium, in which proteins, fat and water fall into a kind of starch web and cannot stick together, leak out and break the sauce. And in fact, you can increase the viscosity only by adding a little flour. In fact, just a little bit of flour. Wheat flour contains about 70% starch, which is a necessary thickener. It can increase in size up to 30 times. Accordingly, to thicken 100 milliliters of liquid without unnecessary compaction, we need about 3 milliliters of starch, which corresponds to approximately 3 grams of flour. In other words, the weight of flour should be no more than 3% of the volume of liquid. If you add more flour, you can end up with a very viscous sauce that will simply harden on the surface of the pasta and will not be able to combine with it. What's the most important thing about pasta? So that the cheese doesn't run out before the pasta starts. Divide our liquid part of the sauce into 2 parts. Add flour to the cold one and stir well. Be careful, the percentage of flour should be no more than 3% of the water part. Bring the second part to a boil, combine with cold one and stir vigorously over low heat. Our viscous medium is ready. Do not add flour directly to hot milk. It will have very little chance of being evenly distributed, most likely it will stick together into several large lumps. Next, it is important not to overheat the cheese, so we chop it and, maintaining the lowest heating level of the burner, pour the cheese in small portions and continue to actively mix, avoiding overheating. Once the liquid has become homogeneous, you can add salt and spices to your taste. To sum it up, a quick guide to the perfect cheese sauce. Avoid aged or cured cheeses. Don't overheat the sauce. Increase the viscosity of the liquid before adding cheese. I hope my tips will be useful to you. I will be glad to see your comments. Tell me how you prepare cheese sauce, or maybe you have your own secrets on how to make it perfect.